very easy. It's meant to be used with your finger. You don't have to use a brush. If you want to, you can. So that first step is conceal. So I'm going to generally conceal under the eye. Sometimes you don't need to conceal under the eye, but sometimes you do. In this case, Erica really doesn't need to be concealed under the eye, but let's just do it for shits and giggles. Alright, sorry, back to you. Alright, so just where you see the darkness. Sometimes people, over conceal, and I have to hand it to J-Lo for getting a new makeup artist. Because, I don't know if you remember, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, every time she'd get a photo, she'd have these white rings around her eyes. And now, I mean, she looks absolutely flawless. She glows, she's, pretty perfect as far as her makeup is concerned. And that's a really great, I always use that as an example because that was one of the things that I really noticed is people go a little crazy with the highlighter and with the concealer. Alright, so now that I've concealed a little bit, what I'm going to do is add brightener. Now brightener is something, it's a little bit lighter in texture, it's a little bit lighter in color as well. Brightener is where you want to push out, you want to pull out a feature. So let's say, I don't know, let's say Erica, and this is a bad example, but she doesn't have any areas that I really need to push out. But in this case, this area, like for me, I have a little bit of a sunken area right here. I'll put brightener right here to make it look more predominant, pushed out. Same thing with laugh lines. If you have those laugh lines, take your brightener and just apply it in there, soften it, and it'll push out. That make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So little brightener. I also tend to use the brightener when I do a smoky eye. I will take a little tiny bit, and I'll do it, look up for me, in the outer corner of the eye, just to make the eye look a little bit more round. I used to work in Asia a lot. I used to work in Japan, Korea, Singapore, and Thailand, and I used to always get the, how do I make my eye look rounder or more Caucasian? And this was one of the tricks that I used to always teach, is that really, really light concealer or brightener in the outer corner of the eye. I would never finish the eye completely. I would never take the liner all the way, across from lash line to lash line, and I would just leave this bare, and I would really brighten it up with either a luminizer or a brightener or concealer, and that would give the appearance of a very round eye. Okay, let's do bronzing veil.